Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Noctilucant channel. A new vlog here, and as you can see, I'm definitely not in my usual area. In fact, I'm in my backyard, sort of the screened-in tent thing we have here that we normally only use for camping, but here it is, serving well for a vlog video or just chilling in the backyard as well. And it's mosquito season, so if you suddenly see me slap a mosquito or just itch my head like that, it's probably because the mosquito's fucking with me. Even though I have the citronella candles going and sprayed myself down with bug spray, it doesn't seem to be helping. But it's a really nice day today. It's the first nice day in, I don't know, several weeks where we were able to turn the air conditioning off and just, have the windows open. It was actually a cool breeze, so I felt like I should take advantage of that, because tomorrow it's going to be back in the fucking 80s and the air conditioning's going to be back on, and it's just, going to be roasting hot outside all day. So here we are, doing it in the backyard, yeah. Anyway, so the reason why I'm here today and doing this video is not to tell you that necessarily I'm back to vlogging, going full-time as I was before, but to talk about my second album, which is called Oblivion, to you all. For me personally, this is, I think, one of my absolute most favorite albums I've created, and when I look back at that time period, it's a period where I was just, my mind was oozing with ideas and creativity, and I felt very limitless to like the potential and what could have came out of me around that time. And although back in the day the album got a great reception, and I had every intention of doing a physical release with it and everything, that just never happened because around that same time period, me and my well then still girlfriend were in the process of buying our house, and I had to save every freaking penny I had to pay for the the down payment on the house, which actually ended up happening in early September, so just a few months after the album came out. So as you may or may not know, the album was only released digitally, and even though it, regardless of that fact, it still got a really great reception, and a lot of people purchased the album digitally, and it just got glowing reviews in all the zines that I sent it to back then. So much so that like I got some of those reviews where I was just like, I was so happy when I saw the reviews, because people like kind of just created their own little narrative to the album as they listened to it and wrote the review. So it was like really cool that like I created this album that it just inspired people to think and create their own little stories based on what they heard. So anyway, as time would go by, obviously I've created several more albums under the Noctilucant banner, and several other side projects too, like House of the Maker, Sonic Oscillations, and Gamela Glan. But of course, doing the cinematic dark ambient style, and specifically the post-apocalyptic style, is still very close to my heart, and this album, as I said earlier, is a very personal one for me, and one that when I look back on it, I'm just really proud of it, and I think, at the risk of sounding like an arrogant fucking dickhead, I think it's a really good album. So with that being said, as the 5-year anniversary was approaching back in late July, I had every intention of having everything to go with this re-release ready to go at that point and releasing it exactly on the 5-year anniversary, but that did not happen due to a lot of the reasons I mentioned in the taking a break video from a few weeks ago, and also just because I was still, kind of getting used to my new job, and I had to prioritize, so it just, I was kind of upset about it, but, I'm okay with it now, and I just had to deal with it as it is. So the album is, it's a little bit after the 5-year anniversary, but it's finally being re-released. It's coming up in a couple weeks, so I just wanted to take this time in this video just to basically show you the digipack and show you what you can anticipate if you like this album and you'd be interested in buying the digipack when it's finally re-released. So it'll come in this, well, it's a digipack, and it's a total DIY, fucking mosquito, it's a total DIY affair, again, as it's gone with a lot of my music over the years, the temptation to have a factory press CD and all that kind of shit is always lingered there, but just knowing that just physical media is dying and people ain't buying as much, it's too much of a financial risk, I guess, so I just really prefer doing these DIY kind of CDR releases, and the true hardcore Noctilucant fans have always been very I've appreciated them, I've really enjoyed them, and there's lots of great people out there who've bought every release I've had in physical format, and for that I'm eternally grateful to those people, and I suspect this will be no different. So what's different about this physical version compared to the original version from 5 years ago? Well, To start off with, the album has been completely remastered by Mr. Mombi Yuleman at the Hall of Heads studio, which is his own personal studio where he creates his music. And a small little detail to kind of tell you about this album. The original album was never properly mastered. It was basically mastered to the best of my own ability, and at the time I didn't necessarily have the best audio production skills, and because of that, the songs, the whole album as a whole, really just had sort of a, I don't know, the volume was lower than I ever intended it to be, and there was other oddnesses where, like, you know, one song was a lot louder than the other, and so on and so forth, which was frustrating, but even so, people still enjoyed the album with those shortcomings. So Mombi remastered the album, and he did a fantastic job. He you know, upped the overall volume of the album and balanced all the songs out. And then I also found that after everything was remastered, he actually brought out some sounds that were not previously there in the original version of the album. So when you hear this album, you will hear a slightly different version of the album, but as far as I'm concerned, a much superior version of the album too. So yeah, it's coming on this DIY digipack, and another thing that makes it really special is that it's going to be a 2-disc set. And you may say to yourself, 2 discs? Like, how could you have 2-disc set for this? Well, anyway, I'm back upstairs now where I should be, and I now have about 30 more mosquito bites to deal with after being outside for like 10 minutes, so you know what? I'm just gonna stay inside for the rest of the fucking summer, because I hate summer. Anyway, as I was saying, the Oblivion to You All re-release, reissue, whatever you want to call it, is coming as a 2-disc set. And you may ask yourself, what is on this second disc? Well, what is on this second disc is no less than 10 different bonus tracks, which stem from that era. 2 of these 10 bonus tracks have been re-released before, and if you are a long-time Noctilucant fan, you will no doubt recognize them. But the other 8 songs have never been released to the public, and they are, well, I guess completely new for all intents and purposes. 3 of these songs stem from the original recording sessions, and for years just existed as demos, basically. I never did anything else with them after the original Oblivion to You All album sessions, and they just sort of sat on my hard drive. And I revisited them several months ago, and my thought process at the time was like, well, these are okay demos, but I need to do a little something to sort of, I guess, spice them up. And I'm not gonna lie, I did, you know, kind of touch these songs up, add a little bit more to them that was not there previously to just make them into more effective and enjoyable tracks, so they would fit onto this bonus disc. So I won't lie, I did, you know, spend a little time just, you know, tweaking them around, adding a little something here and there just to make them a little more enjoyable songs, so it would actually be a pleasure to listen to them on this bonus disc. But otherwise, they're, you know, demos that stem from that era, and they have never been heard outside of the studio, and as far as I know, I'm the only one that's ever heard them, so this will be a first for a lot of people out there. There's also going to be 3 instrumental versions from the album, and as you Noctilucant fans may know, I usually have narration, and even on this album there was screams provided by a certain individual named Michael Barnett. And these instrumental versions, of course, will not have any of those spoken vocals or screams or anything like that. So it's, you know, just a little bit different versions of songs, a little bit different way to experience them. And over the years of adding narration and voices and all that kind of stuff like to my music, there's always been sort of like this mixed reaction where people have been like, man, this would be really good if it just didn't have those voices in it. Or whereas other people have been like, man, this was even more immersive and atmospheric because of those voices. So it's, you know, it's a 50-50 thing, but I think it'll be interesting to hear these versions, you know, without the voices and other kind of field recordings that kind of made them into the more cinematic type of dark ambient. And then the last 2 bonus tracks are, well, one is basically a Mombi Yuleman remix. He did a remix of the song The Old Machine Shop, and he did a phenomenal version of this song, just made it darker and more atmospheric than the original song was, and I was just blown away when he sent it back to me. So, you know, amazing work on that, Mombi, and I'm quite sure you guys will enjoy this version, even possibly more so than the original one. Then finally, the last song is a variation of Back Into the Hole Where I Was Born, which is one of the earliest drafts where basically the character in the song, as you may or may not know, towards the end of the song, he reminisces on his life before the apocalypse and his wife and his child who he lost in the apocalypse, and then by the end of the song, he kills himself. But in this version, which is slightly different as you'll see when you hear it, he basically puts a coin into a jukebox and listens to Dale Shannon's song "Runaway" just before killing himself. And the reason why I chose Dale Shannon's song "Runaway" is it's one of those songs from when I was a child that really just really resonated with me. I mean, I remember being at like the early '80s, going being in my parents' car, my dad's car, or whatever, and that song was played. My dad grew up in that era, so it made sense that he would raise me on like music from the '50s and '60s, and that's just one of those songs that always kind of stuck with me. And interestingly, that song, which is from I believe 1962. It's one of the first examples of sort of like a mobile synthesizer that you can hear in this song. So I knew way back then that at some point in my life I wanted to do something with synthesizers, because that song just resonated with me in a very special way back then. But the reason why this song always remained private version or whatever was because in real life Dale Shannon actually killed himself with a gun in 1990, and in a way, I guess it could be, kind of disrespectful to him and his family, but I just thought it'd be interesting to finally release this version anyway on this bonus disc. You guys could check it out. Whatever, it's just an early demo and an idea that never really came to fruition, but maybe you'll still find it to be interesting. So this 2-disc set is only going to cost $6, and it's about 2.5 hours of music altogether when you add up the 2 discs, and 20 tracks, and no doubt if you are into cinematic dark ambient or the elusive post-apocalyptic dark ambient that I've strived to create these past several years, you will definitely enjoy this new and improved version of Oblivion to you all. So just real quick now, I'm just going to show you the artwork, and and then hopefully you'll run to the Bandcamp page and buy it, because that'd be awesome. So there's the front cover, of course, which is just a slight variation of the original album cover, which you may remember from back then. Then the back cover is track listing for both disc 1 and disc 2. And then, the inside panel here, we have all the recording information and other goodies like that you would expect to find in a digipack CD. And that's where the CDs are going to go, and the main album is going to come on a black disc, and the bonus content is going to come on a white disc. And yes, they are CDRs, but with as I said before, with the way things are with the current scene of just really all music in general, people ain't buying stuff as much, so it's just too big of a risk to have a CD factory press. So I keep doing these CDR releases, and you guys seem to really like them anyway, so I can do down with that. So yeah, that's the Oblivion to You All re-release, and when it's officially released, which well, this video is being released when the album's being released, so hopefully after you're done watching it, you will go run to the Bandcamp and check it out, or at least give it a listen or something. I would appreciate it immensely, and other than that, thank you to everyone that has checked out this album, be it now or even 5 years ago when it was first released. As I said, it's an album that's very personal to me. I think it's I guess one of the best albums I ever did, and when I make new music, I often go back to this album and think to myself, like, all right, is it as good as this, or is it better? I mean, hopefully I've gotten better over the years, but whatever. I'm just one of those people where I always like to revisit my past and just see, like, okay, am I doing better? Am I doing worse? It's the sort of internal crisis thing, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's the Oblivion to You All re-release, and it's coming at you right now today, so thank you so much for any listens. If you just listen to half a song and you decide it sucked, I thank you for at least checking out that much. But for those of you that buy the full album, listen to everything, it's the whole 2.5 hours, well, it's fucking amazing, and thank you so much, guys. And as I said before, eventually new videos will be coming, so this will have to do for now, and hopefully you like it. But yeah, look for maybe some more reviews and collection updates and all that kind of stuff, maybe later on in September or sometime in October or something, when time and motivation and life permits. So anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you later.